Fashion has always been a reflection of cultural ideals and goals, as seen by the transition from the Civil War era to the Roaring Twenties. Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott and The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald show dramatically different historical periods, providing a unique chance to assume how these characters might adapt. Meg and Joe respond to the changes in fashion from the Civil War era to the Roaring Twenties by embracing newfound freedom and self-expression because Meg desires to keep up with societal expectations and Joe values individuality, which ultimately promotes acceptance and understanding, leading to an inclusive and harmonious world. Meg, known for her desire to fit in and adhere to social norms, will positively adapt to the Roaring Twenties fashion by staying fashionable and maintaining her social status. For example, Meg endured the pain when high-heeled slippers were very tight and hurt her. The text rather says, "Let us be elegant or die." Here, Meg suffers from uncomfortably tight shoes, but does not attempt to change her outfit in order to maintain her elegance. This shows her desire to meet social expectations and stay fashionable. In fact, the fashion of the Civil War era addressed by an article from Goucher College states dancers dressed in beautiful period costumes performed spirited quadrilles, waltz, polkas, country dances, and galopades, and these dresses were extremely uncomfortable and tight. The Roaring Twenties, on the other hand, was known for a move toward simplicity in dress, and women enjoyed shorter skirts and simple shapes. This means women's fashion has become more casual and comfortable. Thus, Meg would have positively embraced the new fashion that is more cozy and at the same time meets the trend. Another example that shows Meg's conformity to social norms is when she says to Joe, "You are old enough to live off boyish tricks and to behave better, Joe. You should remember that you are a young lady." This quote demonstrates that Meg abides social expectations and tries to be an ideal form of woman of the Civil War era, upholding a housewife standard. Seeing from this conformity, she'll likely want to maintain her social status as an ideally fashionable woman in the Roaring Twenties as well. While some may argue that Meg's traditional values would prevent her from fully embracing the more liberated fashion of the 1920s, this isn't true. She is not adhering to the traditional values because she likes it, but rather to follow the society's expectations. Thus, Meg's adaptability and desire to fit in would allow her to seamlessly transition into the Roaring Twenties fashion scene. As a strong-willed and independent character, Jo would also welcome the Roaring Twenties fashion as a means of self-expression and challenging social norms. Jo's discontent in fashion of the Civil War era is shown when she says, "I hate to think I've got to grow up and be Miss March and wear long gowns and look as prim as the China Aster." She is dissatisfied with the expectations of women's fashion in this era. She adds, "And it's worse than ever now, for I'm dying to go and fight with Papa, and I can only stay home and knit like a poky old woman." From these quotes, she strongly appeals her will against fashion and hobbies of women in the Civil War era. Thus, more independence and freedom is what she needs. The Roaring Twenties saw more exposed fashion and respect to free wills of women. The narrator of The Great Gatsby describes the dancers were both in white and their dresses were rippling and fluttering. This was new societal development in parties where flappers began to emerge. The flappers were young, energetic women who cropped hair, shortened skirts, identifying themselves as the first generation of independent women in America. They went beyond the traditional boundaries, achieving more economic and sexual freedom for women. This new trend attracted Jo, who always tried to challenge the traditional society's norms and attempted to self-express. Critics might argue that Jo's tomboyish nature and disregard for societal expectations would prevent her from adapting to the glamorous styles of 1920s. However, Jo's tomboyish traits were derived from her desire to enjoy outdoor activities, and relatively to the Civil War era, women were able to join events outside their house more often. In The Great Gatsby, Jordan says, "I like large parties." showing her frequent visits to Gatsby's parties. Jo definitely welcomed this freedom. Jo's strong spirit and desire for self-expression would enable her to find her unique voice within the Roaring Twenties fashion, defying traditional norms. In conclusion, Meg and Jo would adapt to changes in fashion from the Civil War era to the Roaring Twenties by embracing newfound freedom and self-expression due to Meg's desire to meet societal expectations and Jo's emphasis on individuality. The ability of Meg and Jo to navigate the changing fashion landscape demonstrates their resilience and adaptability, qualities that transcend time and place. By embracing change and promoting acceptance through their choices, Meg and Jo will contribute to a world that's more open, compassionate, and connected. I hope the day where freedom is granted to everyone and reach world peace.